Hey, I'm NichBoy and welcome to Pocket for Friday, the 10th of June. Today on the show, EA added again, The Witcher 3 bugs and talking pockets. Alright, about this whole new Pocket YouTube channel thing. You all think you're so clever, commenting on the video here on the Good Game channel just to annoy me, or saying you watch this one just to watch this section. Well, I knew you'd pull this kind of shit, which is exactly why I pre-wrote this version of the YouTube announcement to be particularly boring. So here we go. YouTube.com/GGPocket, link in the description. All right, here's what's been making headlines. And first up, EA want you to spend all your money on Battlefield 1. During an investor call, EA's CEO Andrew Wilson said the company is looking at ways to utilize both micro and macro transactions in the game as a way to provide enhanced experience and engagement for players. According to Wilson, EA are making very sure the microtransactions are not pay to win. But they certainly are an utterly shit thing to do. I already gave you a macro transaction, Andrew. It's called buying your full price game. Moving on, and Ubisoft are swinging the band hammer hard on cheaters. Still angry about that EA thing. Last month, Ubisoft took action on over 30,000 cheating accounts, with 3,800 of those being permanent bans. According to Ubisoft, the 14-day suspension is not enough, and the ne'er-do-wells of the Dark Zone just return and do it all over again. Due to this, first-time offenders will now receive permanent bans from the game. Valve have released free software on Steam Early Access that allows users to create real and imaginary locations for exploration in VR. The program, called Destinations, comes with a few demo scenes, including a giant pile of popcorn and a giant Atlas the Droid from Portal 2. So go make a giant something. In fact, we're gonna check out those tools, and if it's not too hard, we will try to make a giant version of the Pocket Studio, so you can sit here on the good side of the set and look out on the crap side. Hey. With the crap people. Moving on, and Torment Tides of Numenera has been delayed again. The game was initially kickstarted back in 2013 and received a massive $4 million from almost 75,000 people in funding. Developer In Exile Entertainment updated their Kickstarter page this morning to say that the launch window they are aiming for is now early Q1 in 2017. But the good news is that the beta is now available to all backers. So at least you have that going for you. And in news that should shock no one, more trailers. The next expansion to Destiny Rise of Iron was revealed overnight and promises players an all-new cinematic story campaign, but only to those who play on current-gen consoles. The trailer shows a new location on Earth, new gear, and a 6-player cooperative raid. It will release on the 20th of September, with PS4 players getting a collection of timed exclusives, which are yet to be announced. A story trailer for goblin-based stealth game Styx Shards of Darkness was released. It will come out later this year on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. LEGO Dimensions will soon have a bunch of new franchises involved, with appearances from Adventure Time, E.T., Harry Potter, the new Ghostbusters, and this terrifying blocky Sonic. Three new PlayStation VR games were announced, including a mystery puzzler called Static, something called Harmonix Music VR, and How We Saw, a game about riding a phoenix around a fantasy landscape. Cuphead got a new gameplay video, and that game continues to be everything I'm looking for in a platformer, an animation, and possibly a partner. And we also got a taste of Mafia 3 and all of its 60s gangster glory. We can expect to see more of Mafia 3 and the rest of these games over E3. Now it's time for Thing of the Day.
It's Thing of the Day.
YouTube user Defective Panda stumbled upon a knee-breaking glitch in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Never skip leg day, Geralt.
Thing of the Day.
All All right, now it's time for Ask Pocket, where you ask questions and somehow my pockets answer. Our first question comes in from Luke Tucker 84. Do you think John's abilities with racing games is suspicious? Has he ever been a getaway driver, or does he have a cool jacket like in Drive? Luke, everything about John is suspicious. And if by does he have a cool jacket, you mean does he have a 5 t-shirt rotation, then yes. Yes, he does. I can tell what day it is just by looking at his chest. Ghostbusters. It's Sunday. Moving on, and our next question comes in from Blindly Fumbling. I hope? Blinking loudly. The new Doom has me wondering what happened to cheat codes. Sometimes you suck so bad, but you want to play through. Yeah, cheat codes are still around, but they certainly are fewer and far betweener. I think it's got a lot to do with the kind of games we're playing right now. So many games are now connected to online servers, or they're multiplayer, or they involve other players dropping into your game and then disconnecting halfway through and ruining everything. And you just can't let cheat codes be a thing in those multiplayer environments. Loads of single player games still have cheat codes, they've just kind of moved to console commands or mods. Also, let's be honest, cheat codes were half of the reason you used to buy gaming magazines. Gaming magazines go away, we forget about cheat codes. And generally, games have gotten easier. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think there aren't that many games where I now go, I can't get past this section. There are annoying bits, but rarely, I cannot finish this bits. Throw in multiple difficulty options and the fact that most high skill cap games are multiplayer and cheat codes kind of just disappeared into that good night. Thanks for your question, Blindly Fumbling. And next question comes in from Pat to you. Is Thimbleweed Park on the radar at the Good Game office? If so, any thoughts or expectations? Well, it's certainly on my radar, and if I had to pick another person in the Good Game office who would be excited about that game, it would be Elliot. He loves those old school adventure titles. Hey Elliot, you excited about Thimbleweed Park?
Yeah.
Cool. No, don't come in, I'm getting dressed. I actually interviewed Ron Gilbert, who is developing that game, when I went to GDC. That interview might rear its gorgeous, well thought out and eloquent head on the episode of Good Game I'm hosting in a week's time, so keep an eye out for that. My expectations for that game is that it will be funny, dark, and very weird. I am super keen to find out how Gilbert will translate everything we've learned about adventure games over the last couple of decades into something that looks like it's a throwback to the 80s. I really liked his last adventure game, The Cave, but Gilbert admits it was a spiritual successor to Maniac Mansion, and it feels like it had a lot of the same concepts and ideas. Thimbleweed Park lives in a post-Telltale world of adventure game storytelling, so let's see what it brings to the table. Our next question comes in from SithCat, who asked this last week. I told you. How'd you come up with the name Pocketeers, and did you know it would become an important identity for viewers of Pocket? Yes, the Pocketeers. I feel like that was kind of an important moment in the history of the show. And while it might sound calculated, I did know it was something that people were going to rally behind. I made a very deliberate choice to say it.
Good night, my sweet Pocketeers.
So the best part about making content for the internet is all the free shit I get. The second best part is the fame. But the third best part, which is actually the first best part, is all the viewer interaction. I spend half my life talking with you guys, and that's a really special thing that makes it different from television. And you're all choosing to watch me when there are literally millions of people out there making content in this vein. So there's inherently a retention problem, right? Pocket is only as strong as its community. And the best way to get a community to stay strong is for it to have something to rally around, like a common cause. And while from the outside it looks like you rally around the show, that's not actually the case. You like the show, but the show isn't who you are. It's the kind of people in the community that are what makes it special. So by giving you a name, it brands you as someone with a set of ideals. A Pocketeer isn't someone who just watches the show. You are someone who believes that games are both fun and meaningful, someone who believes games can be for everyone, someone who is open and accepting to new ideas, who is interested in discussion, and also likes people's heads exploding.
Okay, what if it...
So in that case, Sam, Pete, John, even the Toadmeister, pretty much everyone in the Good Game office are Pocketeers, because we all share the same ideals. As for the name itself, I was a giant Captain Planet fan as a kid, and like the Thing of the Day theme song, it's close enough to the real thing that you probably get the reference, but we probably won't get sued. Our final question comes in from Stacker39. Do you run faster if you're running towards something or away from something? I would say away, right? Because if I'm running towards something, generally I'm running towards something that I want, and usually there are multiple opportunities to get that thing. Plus I want to look cool and like I don't really need it, so I just kind of saunter towards whatever I want. But if I'm running away from something, then I'm scared, and I'm really running fast. Because if Bajo catches me, then it's all over. All right, that's it for today's episode of Pocket. My Pocketeers, let me know in the comments what you're playing this weekend. And also, you know, let me know in the comments if you've never commented on the show before. If you're one of those people who watches the show but never comments, so if you are one of those sort of 5,000 other people, then just let me know in the comments. Say something like, I never comment, which would inherently be a lie when you write it, but I won't hold you to it. Also, check out Good Game on Facebook, YouTube, and iView. Want to meet fellow Pocketeers? Then join the Pocketeers Facebook group and Steam group. You can follow Good Game on Twitter at Good Game TV, follow Pocket and NichBoy at Purith at GG at Monkey and at Sam Gee and at TobyGV. There are links to everything I just said in the description below. Now, we gotta talk about something. Watch back over the last week, Pocket, where I've been mentioning, you know, Toby because he's been helping out with shooting it, and I've been talking about his Twitter bio, and then we've added it to the sort of list of Twitter bios that you can look at. I had a look at the banner image there on his Twitter page. It's just a giant blank white image that has one little bit of text in the bottom corner. It's shameful, Toby. It is horrible television to show. So instead, I want you guys to create a new banner image for Toby's Twitter page. So you can tweet them at me and at him, at NichBoy, at TobyGV. Let's get something better there on Monday. Today's Thing of the Day graphic was made by Bajo and Goose. That's them there in their everyday clothing, but it could also be a behind the scenes from the episode of Spawn Point, which will air tomorrow, 9 AM on ABC3 and pop up later on iView. That is it, everybody. Until Monday, NichBoy out. At TobyGV, at NichBoy. I want to see something good. Don't screw it up like Toby did. See you, Blind McFumlin.